it's all about reimagining strategy right now for the age of COVID-19, AI at heart. Well, we've got with us our panelists who are going to be joining us for this incredible chat. First up, Eng Amar, the Innovation and AI team under Secretary Office, Ministry of Infrastructure and Development, Dubai. Well, Eng Safi's career highlights includes developing the first AI field engineer, developing the federal plan, all road network lights to LED, and creating the performance-based contract for the Federal Road Assets Management System. Also, we've got Jaimin Darbari, the Head of Data Governance, Department Culture and Tourism, Abu Dhabi. Well, Jaimin has led high-performing teams to deliver strategic and digital transformation initiatives for some of the Fortune 500 companies in the US for 8 years, and most recently is in UAE. We've also got Leila Al-Hadrami, who's the Digital Transformation and Change Management Expert, Ministry of Information Technology, Oman. Well, Leila specializes in digital and social media and currently leads national projects in Oman like the Government Innovation and Emerging Technologies and the Smart Ambassador Initiative in Oman and other projects related to digital transformation. We've also got Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Hamad Khalifa Al-Numi, who's the head of Telecom Division, Abu Dhabi Police. Well, Dr. Hamad is well versed in network security and telecommunication as well as cyber security. Well, his responsibilities currently lie as a telecom section manager as well as telecom committee manager. Also, we've got Hussein Al-Fardan, who's the CIO of Innovation Center Dubai Customs, the chairman of Ideas Arabia and Ideas Emirates, and an accomplished business transformation expert with proven record in developing innovation culture methodologies for government departments across the UAE. Also, this is going to be moderated by Ahmed Buhaza, who is the Vice Chairman, Bahrain IT Society. Well, Ahmed has led the IT and Internet revolution in Bahrain and has over 20 years of experience leading IT operations and innovations in sectors like government, banking, insurance with the GCC. So, well, we've got all our panelists who are with us here today, and I am passing the live baton to our panelists for taking forward this incredible panel discussion. Over to you. I would just request all our panelists to put the mute button off. So if you can just demute yourself, unmute yourself so that our audience can hear you. Okay. And please put your video on. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction. I'm very happy to be with you today. Actually, AI is an exciting subject, and we have 5 speakers, but still yet to join. So I don't think if it's okay to start.
I believe we can just probably have something from you to talk on, and then meanwhile we'll just get the panel.
So with AI and COVID-19, I think COVID-19 have played a major role in changing the world. It is a great opportunity for all the IT leaders to have a strong change manager that help us to make a paradigm shift and major transformation to the IT implementation. What we will be talking today about, we'll talk about the main potential of AI and what key challenges we are facing with the new technologies like Internet of Things, the introduction of G5 or 5G, with the technological advancement, with the different sectors of AI like RPA, the chatbot, and different features that we are seeing, the big data. There is a huge potential to do many things. So what we will try today, we'll try to highlight some of the key initiatives as well the key challenges. So since some of the speakers already there, I'll start asking questions, then I'll go back to the original speakers. We have from Oman, Layla Al-Hadrami. She is a digital transformation and change management expert. And since I was talking about change management, I think she will be the best candidate to evaluate COVID-19 as a change manager and to highlight the key changes in our behavior on the technology development, like e-learning, like working from home, and how much of this change will last and we can build over it. So Layla, if you can brief us from your background.
Good morning, Mr. Ahmed and everyone. And it's really my pleasure to join everyone here today. It's really a good opportunity to speak about COVID-19, how it has changed our behaviors. So I'm going to point about 3 points. So let us start when COVID-19 started. Usually when we speak about the change, it took a long process. But with COVID-19, sometimes the change happens with a tragedy or a shock. And that's what happened with COVID-19. So let me start with the working from home. Before COVID-19, it was impossible. You know, it depends on the mentalities and even the behaviors of people. Nobody is really getting convinced that we can work from home remotely and so on. But while we are going through this pandemic, everyone started working from home. But we have another challenge. Some people, they never have the laptops. They said, how can we work? So because of that, people are starting to change their strategies. No more desktops in their offices. Now they are going to change to buy laptops for future pandemics. Or even they are going to last with that one. Because, for example, with some of the private companies, it's more productive for them, reducing the cost even. For example, one small company, they used to rent in a very huge building, paying expensive for the electricity and the water. But during the pandemic now, what's happening? They are reducing the costs. Their employees, they are working from home, and nothing happened. Work is going smoothly and maybe more productive. So that's what COVID has changed in our lives, and we hope it's going to be lasting. And one of the good examples in Oman, as we are working with the digital transformation, we used to drive around 1 hour, for example, sometimes to attend a physical meeting. So imagine just for a physical meeting that cost us around 3 hours, and mentioning the traffic of the road. So 1 hour going and 1 hour driving back just to attend 1 hour. Nowadays, during COVID-19, we can do 3 meetings in different organizations, which are like far away from my physical organization. So imagine how that is really helping us. And yes, we are going to keep on that because no more driving for a long time just for physical meetings. And I'm going to mention another thing, the online learning. Attending this webinar is one of the examples. Before this pandemic, how was your behavior to attend the online webinars? Was you a good attendee? Most of the people, they don't believe on the online learning. And by the way, I have a master in e-learning, and when I started the e-learning, everyone said, is it really going to be effective to study online? But with the pandemic, everyone is now going to attend the online courses, online webinars, conferences, and it's really getting productive. We are all connecting and networking together in one place, and we're using different technologies so we can learn about it regularly. And the behaviors, how's your behaviors? Now you are adapting yourself to learn more about the technologies. And AI is one of the main technologies that we are speaking about in this conference. Yes, now more courses that you can attend about the emerging technologies, about the AI, and so on. So that's my brief for the first questions, and moving back to you, Mr. Ahmed.
Amazing, amazing. I think you touched great points, e-learning, working from home, and there is a huge benefit from all of these, but we were not able to make it before COVID-19. But when it comes to other sectors like tourism, I think there is a great opportunity with AI. And if Jayman, you could brief us about it?
Sure. Hi, hello everyone. Very good morning to you all, and very happy and pleased to be joining in the conference. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. Yes, it's a great question. AI has been a very important driver, all the more realization for the organization that the value of the data we have in the organization needs to be more than ever harnessed. So what we are doing here in tourism sector in Abu Dhabi is we are looking at what data sets we have and what can we do out of it using the power of AI and machine learning. Some of the examples I can talk about which may help better explain and understand to the audience is we are using the power of data to do prediction in our number of visitors that will visit Abu Dhabi. Now we have built a model to predict how many visitors will come to Abu Dhabi. As you know, Abu Dhabi, somebody can come in the Emirate through air to the airport, or through sea, through cruise, or through land. And it's very difficult to figure out exactly how many visitors came. So we are using power of AI and machine learning and building models to figure out how many visitors will come now because of COVID, what will be the drop, and how does that impact us overall. We are also building models to predict the occupancy in the hotel. We are the regulator for the hotel industry in Abu Dhabi, and we are the ones who also charge the fees, etc. So we are trying to see what's the impact on our revenue because of COVID to hotel occupancy and hotel fees. There are many other things. We are using AI to figure out the impact of tourism, impact of events to the GDP of Abu Dhabi. So these are some of the examples where we are harnessing the power of data and AI to help us take better decisions.
Layla, since we are having, let's say, panelists still not connecting, I want to ask you another question, not planned. Change management is very costly. Okay, and when it comes to implementing AI, there is also another cost. Have you gone through a study for return on investment to implement AI? And maybe you can also give us more about the successful cases that you have in change management.
Okay, thanks a lot for raising this question. It's really very important. So let me first tell you one story. When we speak about AI and the other technologies, the machine learning, IoT, and drones, and so on, and as we are all working in government, I'm sure not everyone is working in the government, but speaking about me, digital transformation, everyone is now starting to improve their services. In the 5 years ago, when we started automation of the e-services, it used to be asking from them, you have to simplify your process and move it to be online instead of the papers and so on. That was very easy for them. Nowadays, we started telling them, you have to improve your services. It's not enough to be online. We need you to use one of these technologies so it can reduce the costs. And he told me, what is the investor return? Yes. Too many technologies are reducing the cost and efficiency, and it's improving, the efficiency. And we started one of the projects. It's about the government innovation for government entities so they can improve their services and use one of these technologies. As soon as we start the project, for example, Ahmed, if you are not working with the IT industry and so on, if I came to you and suddenly I'm telling you, Ahmed, I want you to work in a new service and I need you to use AI. The first reaction, what will be? You will get panic. Come on, yes, I heard about AI, the machine learning, but I'm not going to work on it. I don't know how to do it. And that is, a very normal reaction usually with the most people, because with the change, it's not easy. Everyone is afraid from everything new. So we have to prepare all the government entities. So we started some sessions just to give the awareness and give the awareness in a very simple way. So we decided to bring some best practices. For example, who's using AI, for example, in Oman? Who started? And we got a very good stories. For example, Minister of Health, they started applying AI in diagnosing the breast cancer, and that was a very good, successful session. So we conducted a session for all the government entities. Hey guys, please come. So there was a good session, and everyone started listening to them. So we started AI in Oman, in one of the organization. We have not bring you a speaker from outside, because if you brought a speaker for them from outside, they said yes, they can do it, but you cannot do it there. So that was a very good approach. Then we decided to increase the best practices to spread it around the organizations. The next step was, as soon as we spread the awareness, we started with their cases. We tell them, now you got the knowledge, now you got the best practice from your colleagues and so on. Now you have to start thinking out of the box, which technology like AI that you can apply in your organizations. And we told them, we have a prize for you. Because recently we launched AI Lab in Ministry of Technology and Communication as one of the labs in SAS SAS Center. And it was in cooperation with the Smart City platform. And we asked from each government entity just to bring us the idea. And then we work with them to improve their idea so they can develop it to online service. That's how we really did as a best practice, and try to convince them they are going to reduce their cost with using these technologies.
Excellent. In my experience, when we did the first evaluation for AI, and we were studying RPA, it was like a political drive or something good to have. But when we did the study, I was surprised. The return on investment can be done in 3 years. Okay, good that Dr. Hamid is with us now, so maybe he can give us more about his experience, especially during the pandemic, with the quarantine as a telecom expert and working for the police department. I think, Dr. Hamad, you are responsible for implementing some technology that help maintaining the safety of the people as well during the quarantine period, so you don't affect each other. So what type of technology, what type of AI you have implemented, and how you managed to benefit from the telecom and the technology?
First of all, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hayyakum Allah. Thanks a lot for this wonderful event and great invitation. First of all, as the head of telecom division in Abu Dhabi Police, and as you know, during the COVID-19 pandemic quarantine, the law enforcement has a huge role in protecting and making the society safe and secure for residents and almost everybody who lives around. As what we use an AI to implement and make the society and the people follow the rules, we adopted kind of algorithm in our radar cameras that installed all the way on highway and on the inside street to issue tickets and fine. It's not for punishing people, but it's just to follow the rule and staying home and stay safe. So that was one of the machine learning, I would say, and would not consider it as an AI at the same time, just to enforce people to stay home during the national sanitization program, which started it was from 8 p.m. until 6 a.m. So I believe that was one of the police enforcement services and technologies that we used during the pandemic.
Excellent. back to Jayman. We have seen the public sector side, and I remember in your profile you were having some initiative in data governance. Most of us in the IT sector, we can't less appreciate the policy and governance, and we don't understand the value and importance of governance, especially when it comes to data. There is the privacy of the people. There is information that maybe people are not happy to share, or there is organization who will take advantage of it. Tell us how data governance will help us promoting AI, and will it stop our current projects because we don't have proper data governance or not?
Sure. It's actually a good question. So let's talk about data governance. So we have to know, if any organization wants to make any great progress in the area of AI, machine learning, automation, etc., data is the foundation of any of these initiatives. As the old saying goes, garbage in, garbage out. If an organization is not able to capture large volumes of information and data historically, is not able to organize it well, it's not able to check the data quality, then the data input that you give to any machine learning program will give you an output which is not consistent with what the reality is. So data governance, in essence, becomes a foundational pillar for digital transformation and a foundational pillar for any AI automation kind of initiative. Now, data governance is not a project, as some people would think. It is not just one thing where you go do a small initiative for a few months and then that's done. No. Data governance is an ongoing thing, and it's a journey. From what I have seen, working in multiple organizations here in the UAE and in US before here, every organization is at a different maturity level in terms of data governance. So typically a data governance program will involve assessment of the current maturity state of the data management practice. It will then provide recommendations of what steps need to be done to be able to improve the maturity. So examples of that will be, we will check, does the organization have a well-established catalog of data? I would give example in terms of a menu card in a restaurant. When you go to a restaurant, they give you a menu, so you know what they serve, what each dish costs, and each item, what is the underlying ingredients. So that similar way, we built a data catalog where we where we organize the information of the organization, the most critical data element, and we define the definition of each term, and we define ownership of the data. That way, entire organization can speak the common language. And when you know the data ownership, whenever you check the data quality and the quality is bad, you can then go back to the owner to tell the owner to fix data at the source, rather than fixing data in your AI program or a data warehouse or a BI system. There are two more aspects I want to touch about in terms of data governance. One is data policy and procedures. So data governance will help put around policies, especially very important for government organizations, which often do things through policies, which is the right way to do. And the policy enforcement will ensure that everybody throughout the company follows those best practices policies in terms of data management. And lastly, data governance help you with better data sharing. So we at Department of Culture and Tourism here in Abu Dhabi, we do a lot of data sharing with other government entities, semi-government and private sectors. We are successfully able to achieve this through data governance because the governance program established data sharing agreements that is signed by both parties. It talks about the classification of data. So we know an employee knows which information he or she can share, which information he or she cannot share. That way, you don't leave anything to the guessing. The classification tells you. And because of the data governance program, and because we are able to share data bilateral, so we give data and we take data, we now are able to bring in so many external data sets in our data warehouse that large amount of data sets is very well used by the data scientist, by the research analyst, to be able to do better predictions, better machine learning, and see better outcome. That is how we feel at DCT, and my personal opinion is data governance is a foundational layer that you have to start building on.
Damon, is there any framework, international framework we can follow for data governance?
Yes, a good question. So there is a framework from an institute called DAMA, Data Management Association. You can use that framework. Even Gartner is very well popular. You've probably heard of Gartner. Gartner has a framework. Also, there are a lot of niche companies, small boutique organizations, which have their own data governance framework, one of them being value-driven framework. So value-driven framework essentially says that you focus only on the most critical data assets, govern them, manage them well before you take on the rest. So there are many such frameworks that one can refer to in implementation. And a typical implementation will go on between 3 months to a year, the initial implementation, based on the size and the complexity of the organization. And a lot of people dynamics comes out into the forefront in a data governance program. So typically a data governance committee that you establish in a company will help you then better prioritize and get the ball rolling on these aspects.
Okay, thank you, Jamin. And happy to have Hussein here with us. Yeah, hi, Hussein. Since AI will base on many domains and variables, one of the key areas for feeding AI with more information and intelligence will be big data. Since Hussein with us, we'd like to know more about how we can get best use of big data, especially the one collected from COVID-19.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. First, I want to congratulate all of you in this webinar. Okay, and the question is very important. Yes, we have a big data collected from COVID-19, and I think it's the time to use this data and to use the artificial intelligence to make sure we prevent any similar pandemic attack happening in the future. Can we do that? Yes, of course. And I think the health sector is it's very already established in the AI, and especially when you collect data like related to viruses and curing these viruses with different medicine from all over the world. Of course, if we have all this information and we put it in one place, we can prevent and we can save a lot of people lives.
Okay, nice. So big data have played a major role. I remember when we were hearing about the stories in China, how much they use the telecom, and they combine the telecom information with the train details, so they know who's around person who have COVID-19. All these details, people movement is gathered, and all of this is automated. If it is individual, nobody can do it. But since with the big data management and with AI, all of this can be done. But all of these things cannot be done if we don't have the right infrastructure set in our country. So since Ammar also with us, Engineer Safi, if you could let us know from your experience how much our infrastructure here is mature and AI enabled.
Thank you for this opportunity. Actually, during the last 10 years, we are talking about the major development in the UAE government, especially transferring from the manual services. Now we reach a smart government services, and now we are using also RPA and AI to integrate with our services. The infrastructure here in UAE and UAE government is mature enough to lead and adopt any type of technologies related to AI and for the industrial revolution. However, we have a lot of initiatives in UAE and especially in Ministry of Infrastructure Development. One of the major project is using AI to manage and plan the project planning, starting from the initial stage, which is the planning stage for the big and mega projects, till the execution and handing over.
Okay, excellent, Safi. Back to since in UAE in general, you have Ministry of Advanced Technology Industry, you have Minister of AI, you have a lot of initiatives, and currently, lately, the UN report have placed UAE number one in
government services.
Yes, in e-government services around the Arab region. So with all these initiatives, all these success, but there is a lot of challenges. How you are managing to overcome these challenges? I don't think anybody can do the same thing. Of course, you have challenges. So brief us about that.
Yeah, there is a lot of challenges and opportunities at the same time. Actually, one of the main challenges is the re-engineering the process for RPA system, and as well the different platforms that can be developed by the all let's say developers. Give it to the government as well. The agile structure. It's very important to have a flexible structure if you want to change anything and adopt any changes, or like COVID-19. Okay, there is a major impact in our government and the structure of our government. So we have to pass these challenges the meantime. As well, the data and the quality of data is very important, and it's considered as a global challenge as well.
Okay, and back to Hussein. With this pandemic, I remember there was a software or AI in Australia was able to discover that there is a pandemic because of the big data amount of reported cases before they announced that there is a pandemic. From your experience, how you think AI can help us to prevent new future cases?
I think Bill Gates, he already informed the whole world in 2015 that if we have a new pandemic, it won't be easy to control. But nobody took his word seriously. But from where he got this information? Of course, from the big data that his company manage. Okay. And I'm sure 100% now after the COVID-19, the government, they will not have any more chances for the next pandemic, because the next pandemic won't be easy. So I'm sure they are all putting all their forces to make sure they use all the information, not only from the Gulf region, from all over the world. If it's really going to help to prevent, why not? Let's use it. And not only that, also in the health sector, for example, the hospital sizes and all the challenges that they faced already, they will make sure in the next pandemic they won't face any of these, because they discovered that the health is more important than anything, even more important than the economy itself.
Okay. Mr. or Engineer Ammar, I saw that you are having experience with RPA. We know about chatbot, RPA, or robotics, process automation is quite challenging. What is the key challenges? And if you can also brief us what is RPA, then what is the key challenges that you are having when you want to implement RPA?
One of the main challenges of the RPA nowadays, we have a different login, for example, and also the connected with the other, let's say, other systems in terms of database and connecting with the financial. If you have any services required, two different servers, let's say, one for, inside in-house the ministry and the other one, for example, with the Ministry of Finance. It's required a lot of, there is a lot of challenges and limitation for this to obtain the approvals and proceed the, let's say, proceed the payments. This is one of the main challenge for us, but the rest of our services actually now we are trying to convert all of them to RPA, which is easier for us, and we can save and our resources and our human capital as well. So the main challenge is if you have like two different servers or are linked and integrated together, especially with some service required a payment methods.
Okay, excellent. With RPA or with the AI, we see some reports talking about people losing jobs. There is one of the prediction there will be 357 million job loss or job replacement. At the same time, we see that there is billions of dollars of revenue from our AI and robotics. There is a lot of new opportunities to build over it. It is like the power and electricity when it comes. Many people, they lost their jobs. At the same time, many people, they got new opportunities and the life have been developed. We have to take this opportunity. So I would like to hear from each individual of you what you recommend to make this opportunity successful. So if we start with Dr. Hamad, what do you recommend for us as countries to do to be successful and to lead AI?
Recently, but at the same time, don't forget that information technology has booming a lot. And as you mentioned, there were so many reports talking about losing some certain jobs. But at the same time, we are looking for more to hire in information security, for example. There was a report from, I guess, Kaspersky. Within the next 5 years, the world needs at least 550,000 information security experts. And this is only a small, tiny section involved in information technology world. As you mentioned at the beginning, Advanced Technology Ministry, which is a new initiative for the UAE government.
Okay, excellent. Yes. Leila?
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Ahmed. Yes, if you are going to invest on AI, we have to keep sharing knowledge because, you know, these technologies will never stop and we have all to educate ourselves. If you never educate yourself, you'll feel that you are even not educated, that you have never learned anything at school and so on. So we have to educate and keep in education. And that's really very important. And we have recently launched one of the initiatives as part of Smart City Platform, which is Smart Ambassadors Initiative. Now we are having experts from Oman, from different regions. We used to conduct our sessions in each city, But nowadays, it's really easy, especially when we started the pandemic. Now we are going to have most of our sessions online, and we are doing it through our ambassadors. So we are doing it with a zero cost. And if anyone wants to learn more about Smart City Ambassadors, you can visit our website at smartoman.om. Keeping investing on these ambassadors will help you to shorten the path for you and for your employees, because through following these ambassadors, educating them, everyone will start talking about these technologies. Everyone will say, we have to go on the same path. So that's my recommendation, is to keep ensuring the knowledge and investing on the right people, so you can start implementing the AI and the other emerging technologies in your services, because we need to go with everyone, or we are going to stay on the earth. If you want to to fly to the moon, you have to follow the others. And that's what I can say. Thank you.
Thank you. Ammar, your recommendation? Safi, Engineer Safi?
Yeah, no, sorry, it was a mute. Okay, my recommendation for this actually to enhance the awareness, since the people inside the university should be have more opportunity to learn not only the old or the routine math and physics, also to give them extra chance to sorry, hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, it was hung. Also to give them opportunity to understand more what we mean by AI and what is the opportunities for them, as well enhance the decision makers and give them the opportunity, let's say, describe them the opportunities for using AI and the power strictness of the AI and artificial intelligence.
Okay, thank you. What about you, Jayman?
Yeah, Mr. Ahmed. So how I see AI is very simple, right? Any new technology that comes in, typically you would have early adopters, then you have a bunch of people who would be followers, and then you would have laggards. You have seen this in example of, let's say, smartphone, where companies like Google and Apple were early adopters of the technology and made great progress in that area, whereas companies like Nokia and BlackBerry, etc., were laggards, and they now fall behind these giants, right? So same, I think, is in the case of AI. We have seen great early successes, so that we all know AI as a platform, as a technology, as a methodology, is something which is not just a new tech bubble. It is here to stay. It has great tangible results to the business that implements AI for better decision making and other things. So my advice would be for organizations to take AI very seriously, set up data science boot camps, set up, retrain their staff, and try to build a AI community ground up within the organization with some external help. And that way you can imbibe AI as a culture rather than just as a technology and IT solution.
Okay, excellent. What about you, Hussein?
I am very optimistic about it and very positive, actually. And I think the AI is in everybody's mobile right now. And I think we cannot live without it even. It makes our life so easy, especially using the mobile. You see things that before even you think about it, it's already in the social media for you. It's ready to just, with one click, you buy this item. For losing jobs, it's normal, because any new technology comes, of course. But the good thing that the government already aware of this, and they start doing a lot of things in schools and colleges to make sure the new college students, they don't select the wrong path. There is a lot of good jobs will remain, okay, especially the handcraft jobs that AI cannot touch even. they will increase these type of skills in the schools and colleges. But the thing is really boring that any robot can take over or AI can take over. 100% will be gone, and it's really I don't like these jobs actually. Like the routine jobs that easy for the AI or the robots can take. They should not be here already. I think this is my knowledge. And for the people who have this change, of course, there will be a lot of blocker. But slowly everybody will adapt. Like what I said, the mobile already have AI, and we are using it so nicely and made our life easy in saving pictures and searching for things. It becomes so easy for us now.
Yes, thank you, Ammar. I think COVID-19 is bad thing. AI for some people, they may lose their routine job and they will lose many things, but there's many benefits we are gaining. COVID-19 help us make the change, make the e-learning accepted, make working from home with a lot of people working from home also accepted. Why we wait for a pandemic to make a change that we all believe is correct? COVID-19, AI, okay, give us this opportunity. AI, yeah, there's many jobs will be lost, but as Jaiman said, we either be laggards and we will lose great opportunities, or we'll be early adapters and gain from this. There will be many new jobs: information security, architect, data governance. So we could be the first and early adapters. And although we are not still early adapters, there is many parties have started this, but still the opportunity is there. We need to work and invest on people. We need to build our data governance. We need to build our infrastructure. Then we will be competing. The future will be for the people who are leading on technology and leading on AI. So I think this session, thanks to all the people who participated, give us a great insight in police, in tourism, in technology, and as well different sectors, what we need to do for infrastructure, data governance, as well how we can lead even for entrepreneurs. So thank you all, and I announce the closing of this session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you once again to the entire panel for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you.